Hi, everybody. I got a question for you. Have you ever stopped to ponder the power of your own thoughts? Now, you might be surprised to learn that, as it turns out, the internal dialogue, which is the constant stream of thoughts running through your mind, has a significant impact on shaping your reality, the world that you live in every day. In this class, we're going to learn exactly how it affects you and exactly how you can learn to harness its incredible power over you. Now, whether you realize it or not, your thoughts play a crucial role in influencing your emotions, your behaviors, and your overall perception of the world that you walk through every single day. I'll give you a great example. About a year ago, I deleted all news apps off of my phone and I made the conscious decision to purposefully stop watching all news content because it was affecting me emotionally so negatively. I couldn't take it anymore. Now it's a year later, and I wish I had done this years ago because it literally improved the quality of my life. My thoughts are nowhere close to being as negative as they used to be because I cut out all of that negative input. I don't feel like the world is coming to an end anymore because none of that is even close to being the truth. But you will form those opinions based on the indoctrination of the media that you consume on a daily basis, because only negative media sells. And that's important to understand. So the networks produce more of that negative media because they want it to sell. So all of that negativity affects us on a deep emotional level, and it can create trauma of sorts in some people who are deeply sensitive to that kind of input, like myself. So first, let's learn about how and why this works within us. Now, the psychology behind how the media we consume affects our emotions is really multifaceted, and it can be explained through several psychological principles, and I want to talk to you about a couple of them today. So, here are a few key factors that contribute to this influence, and it's important for you to take notes. So the first one is selective attention. Now, the media often presents a vast amount of information, and our attention is limited, especially in today's society. So as a result, we tend to focus on certain aspects that align with our existing beliefs, interests, or emotions. Now, this selective attention can create an echo chamber where we consume media that reinforces our existing viewpoints or emotional states. Do you see what I'm getting at? So, for example, if someone is feeling anxious or stressed out in a particular moment, they may be more drawn to news stories that perpetuate fear, uncertainty, and further exacerbate their negative emotions, making the whole thing feel larger than it really is. Next, we have something called emotional contagion. And this is really important. Humans are social creatures, and we have a tendency to mimic and mirror the emotions of those around us. And sometimes you can do this subconsciously. Now, this concept, known as emotional contagion, applies to media consumption as well. So we take on what we're observing. So when we observe emotional displays in the media, such as sad or angry characters, it can trigger similar emotional responses within us. You need to be aware of this. Additionally, the emotional tone of the media content itself, such as dramatic or sensationalized news reporting, can elicit corresponding emotions in the audience that's watching it. Now, next, we have something called cognitive priming. Now, the media we consume can prime our thought processes and influence our subsequent emotional states. And this is really, really key to understand. Priming refers to the activation of certain concepts or associations in our minds, which then influence our judgments and our behaviors. Media content often includes specific narratives, stereotypes, or emotional themes that can really shape our perceptions and even our emotions. So this stuff really affects us deeply. For instance, repeated exposure to violent or aggressive content in the media can prime individuals to perceive the world as a more dangerous place, leading to increased anxiety and fear. That's why I don't watch gory slasher movies, because it triggers me. Next, we have social comparison. Now, this is a big one. Listen up. Social media platforms have become prevalent in our daily lives, and they provide an opportunity for constant social comparison, and it's horrible. When we see carefully curated posts or idealized representations of others' lives, it can lead us to feelings of inadequacy, envy, or even low self-esteem. Now, this phenomenon is known as social comparison theory, and it can have a significant impact on our overall emotional well-being. And I know it certainly does with me, because that's what happened when I cut the media out. So consuming media that portrays unrealistic standards or constant comparisons can contribute to feelings of dissatisfaction and even depression. Social media can depress you. Next, we have confirmation bias, and the conservative religious folk love this one, let me tell you. Confirmation bias is the tendency to search for, interpret, and remember information in a way that confirms our pre-existing beliefs or expectations. So when we consume media, people are more likely to pay attention to and remember information that aligns with their already existing views and emotional states. But this is horrible. This bias can lead to a reinforcement of certain emotions or opinions as individuals seek out media content that confirms or validates their own perspectives. And that's really only one-sided. Now that we understand how it works, I have a really important question to ask you. Are you ready? So take a moment to really reflect on this question. What is your internal dialogue creating for you right now? Because thoughts become things. Your thoughts dictate the world you live in. To understand how your internal dialogue creates your reality, let's delve into the psychological depths of this fascinating phenomenon. Our minds are incredible processors of information, constantly filtering and interpreting the external world that we all live in. But the way we interpret that information depends on our beliefs, our past experiences, and most importantly, the thoughts we generate in response to this type of stimuli. So the first thing to take a look at is our perception. Your internal dialogue influences your perception of the world. Think about that. Imagine two people experiencing the same event. Let's say a job interview, for example. Now, one person's internal dialogue might consist of self-doubt and fear, leading them to interpret the interview as a very stressful and overwhelming experience. I'm sure that a lot of you watching this right now can relate. On the other hand, someone with a positive and confident internal dialogue may see the interview as exciting, as an opportunity for growth and success, and they can't wait to get into that role and show the boss what they can really do. Now, the same external reality can be perceived differently based on the thoughts accompanying it. Do you see what I mean? You see how this works? The second thing to pay attention to is your emotional states. Now, your internal dialogue has a direct impact on your emotional state. A lot of people don't realize this. Negative self-talk, such as self-criticism, self-doubt, can fuel feelings of anxiety, sadness, and even low self-esteem. And that's not what you want. Conversely, Positive self-talk, characterized by self-encouragement, optimism, can foster feelings of joy, confidence, and even motivation. So you can learn to use this in a way that'll support you. The thoughts you generate within your mind significantly shape your emotional landscape and the world that you experience. Number 3, behaviors and actions. Really important. Your internal dialogue influences your behaviors and your actions. Take a moment to think about that. Just marinate in that for a second. If your internal dialogue is filled with self-limiting beliefs, consuming fear and doubts, you may find yourself holding back, avoiding risks, and even completely missing opportunities that are standing right in your face. On the other hand, a powerful, positive, and empowering internal dialogue can motivate you to take action, achieve your goals, and embrace new challenges. So, given the profound impact of our internal dialogue on our lives, it becomes crucial to learn how to calm our mental chatter and harness the power that we can create using our internal dialogue. So I want to provide you with some actionable steps that you can use to make the proper changes in your life. So here is my step-by-step guide to help you navigate this process. Are you ready? You're going to want to write this down. Number 1, awareness. So start by becoming aware of your internal dialogue. It all begins right there. Pay attention to the thoughts that arise throughout your day. Write them down. Use my anxiety journal to help you with that. Notice the patterns, the reoccurring themes, and the emotions that are associated with them. This awareness is the first step towards your transformation. Step 2, question your thoughts. This is what people have a really difficult time with, especially if you're religious. Once you're aware of questioning your thoughts and question the validity of those thoughts, you can begin to see patterns. Ask yourself if they're based on facts or are they influenced by biases, fears, or self-imposed limitations. Challenge your negative or irrational thoughts by seeking evidence to the contrary. And I think this is really important for us to develop in our lives. Step number 3, reframe and replace. Replace negative self-talk with positive and empowering affirmations. And you really have to believe them deep down inside, or it's not going to do you any good. When you catch yourself engaging in self-criticism, constantly reframe those thoughts into a more positive and more constructive and supportive statement. For example, replace "I'm not good enough" with "I am capable and I'm deserving of love and success." That's so much better. Number 4, practice self-compassion. Now this is really important, and you hear me talk about this a lot. Treat yourself with kindness and compassion. I beat myself up a lot because I'm a perfectionist, so I struggle with this one myself. Recognize that everyone has flaws, and everybody's going to make mistakes. That's just a part of the human experience, so don't beat yourself up. Embrace a growth mindset that allows you to learn and grow from setbacks rather than berating yourself and believing that stuff. It's horrible. We shouldn't do it. Step number 5, be mindful. Mindful and use meditation. I do every single day. I've been meditating for 37 years. Incorporate mindfulness and meditation practices into your daily routine. Meditation is not a religion, it's a practice. These techniques can help you observe your thoughts without judgment and cultivate present moment awareness and create a sense of inner calm and peace within you. Step number 6, surround yourself with positive people. That's so important. Surround yourself with people, environments, and influences that support your positive internal dialogue. If someone is toxic in your life, get rid of them. I don't care who it is. Seek out supportive relationships. Engage in activities that bring you joy and consume media that uplifts and inspires you. Remember, transforming your internal dialogue is an ongoing process. It takes time. And it also takes patience and a consistent effort. And that is one of the things I see most people lacking, is the consistent effort. But as you gradually shift your thoughts towards a more positive and empowering narrative, you'll witness the incredible power that it has to reshape your reality and lead you towards a more fulfilling and meaningful life. I've done this myself. I'm not asking you to do anything I haven't done myself. So what is your internal dialogue creating for you right now in this present moment? Is it positive or is it negative? Take charge of your thoughts and watch your reality begin to unfold in ways that align with your aspirations and your potential. I want you to remember that our relief mentors here at Life Skills Masterclass are waiting to speak with you. If you need help with any of this, reach out to us and book your free consultation call. I promise it'll be worth it. You'll be glad that you did. We have a lot of free resources to offer you. The link is in the comments below. That's it for this week. Take care of yourself and each other, and I'll see you all